Welcome back to Tiger Isle, the Second City. This is a character sheet. Kind of just moved, so I can't sit there and print out a bunch of sheets right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some pieces here and put them on top of the character sheet, and then I can keep preserving this one character sheet. Let's see here. Today's installment is going to be about the different tale. And there's a character in turn who's a major who says, little details sell the tale. And so we're going to look at a detail that's overlooked, a starting character. So with that, we're going to get 20 points. And what you're supposed to do out of those 20 points here is that you're supposed to take 15 points out of it and then throw the remaining 5 away. That's how you're supposed to build a character, because you can't use them. Now from there, I'm going to throw up a character sheet, and with that character sheet from the Pathfinder, you're going to realize that the cost of that 14 score is 5 points. Now from that 14, we're going to do 114. We're not going to need the second sheet today with the other possessions, special abilities, and feats. So I'm going to turn this to the side, and I'm going to put this on there, here. And that's points right there. And we're going to get our first 14 here. And if I can pick that up, that's right there. And it's going to cost 5 points. And that should be good there. And here. Now that 14 here, I can slide off and on right there. But it's going to take a little bit to figure out. So now here, that was one ability that we bought here. And that was one ability in strength. Right above it, it says ability name. And that costs 5 points right there. Now from there, we're going to do another one. And that's 5 points. Oh, I didn't put a calculator near me. Here we go here. That's 5. And 5 plus 5 is 10 points. And we're going to put another 14 in there. And here we go. Here. And that's a 5 and 14. That's 2 of them. 2 abilities, strength and dex. And that costs 10 points. Now, here we have 10 there. And we started with 20. And now we're going to do another 14. And that one's going to go in Constitution. And another 5 points there. And, oh, that's not good. And that's here. And flip that around. And that's 5 points. And now we have 3 of them. 3 times 5 is 15. And we have 3 abilities. Now we're up to 15. And we can now do another 14. And that's here. And that one costs 5 points. And that's to intelligence. That's strength, dex. See here. That's the abilities again. That's right here. And we get 1. That's strength. 2. That's dexterity. That's 2. That's 1 and 2. That's dexterity. That's 3. That's constitution. That's 4. That's intelligence. That's 5. That's wisdom. And that's 6. That's charisma. Now each one of those has, this is off topic, that's bull strength in there for that. These are abilities there. That's here. Like that type thing, like a philosopher's stone. Can change each ability. Okay? And then this is, I think fox is cunning. No, that's cat's grace. Sorry, that's cat's grace. Constitution is bear's endurance. And that's fox's cunning. And that's an owl, wisdom. And that's eagle, splendor. And I believe the mage, that's 6 out of 6 that the mage can do. I think everybody else can do their strengths but not their weaknesses. So I think cleric can do all of them, but I don't think it does intelligence because a cleric casts through wisdom. So it's yes on owls, but no on their list for foxes. They have to take the right domain to do that. Otherwise, if they don't take that domain, they can't cast that, and it's not on their general prayer list. And intelligence goes in to casting for a mage, and for a cleric, it's wisdom. But that is that. So now, didn't move all those. That was a 14. That was a 14. That's a 14. Now we have 4 14s. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 abilities here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 times 5, which is 20. And that was for 1, 2, 3, 4 abilities. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4 abilities for 20 points. And we spent 20 out of 20. Let me get a calculator real quick, double check that. Okay, now that's a light here, and those are 5 points times 4 abilities. That costs 20 points, just like that. It takes a little bit, and that needs. So in that, that's 5 points per ability. Equals A over B times 4 abilities. And that crosses out, that's A and B. And this is A and B. And that crosses. And that's still on the A level. So on the A level, on the B level, there's nothing but 1, because that canceled out. And on the top level now, that's 5 points times 4. And so that is now going to equal, in the A, 5 times 4, which we did, over 1. That's 20 over 1, which is a result of 20. 20 points, strength, 14. And that's point. That's 5, 5. Dexterity. That's 14. That's 5. That's constitution. That's 14. That's 5. And that's constitution. And that's 14. That's your score. And then that's a plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, and plus 2 modifier. So now, take that to here. And that's mod. And that's a fire modifier. And they're just slanged or nicknamed to mod. So now in that, the first part that we had was points. The second part that we had was score, and then modifier. And then that's 1, 2, and 3. Now you'll see them over here. That's chart and chart, and they'll be out of order. That's score, which was B, and that's also score, which is B. And then this is modifier, which is C, and then that's point, which is A. That's how that looks. So then the order you might come up with in a box note is B to C to B to A, or B, C, A. But in actuality, you need points first. So then that was score equaling score to modifier over points being the same thing. That is actually wrong. It's actually point to score to modifier. So then 5 points out of 20 to a 14 to a +2 modifier. Then in your character sheet, you write a 14 on there and add a +2 right next to it. Just like that. Alright. Well, and just realize type thing that in the system before, they had 3 abilities. But in this way of building with the 20 points, you should have 4 abilities. So now that's 4 minus 3, and that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 1, 2, and 3, and 4. The first one got your 3 abilities, but the second one gets you 4 abilities. So it was missing 1. And when it's missing 1 here, that means there was something else in your character that you could have used to apply your character at first level and not be missing that ability to plug in to somewhere else. So now you had a 14 with a +2 dex, and then you didn't include the dex because they said you couldn't afford it, but then you had +2 dex modifier plus 3/4 base attack bonus plus, and I'll get into this later, a d20 roll, which is a d20, and they're like, you don't have any range attack, and that's d20 +2, and you did have an attack per symbol, per arrow, per pound, which is per LB, or just $sign per pound, or d20 +2 per arrow. But anyway, that +2 that was on your character sheet here, and with string, and 14 and +2 could go up in there. Very complicated, but since somebody told you that 14 and 2 that didn't exist, then it would just be a 0, and it shouldn't be. Just things to look out for. Alright, well, anyway, that proves today that you can't spend 20 out of 20 points and not throw 5 away, and when you don't throw 5 away, instead of ending up with 3 abilities, you should end up with 4. Thanks for listening to this installment of Tiger Isle: The Second City on ability points for a starting character, and have a great one. And that is the second look of how the details of point spending made a different tale for your character.